Hello, and welcome to this short video on an introduction to text analysis. This video will help develop your critical thinking skills of analysis and evaluation, so you will be able to critically analyze texts. Just before I begin, there is a worksheet download that accompanies this video, so pause this slide now and download it from the link below. So, this video will be divided into a basic overview of critical thinking, followed by a review of Bloom's taxonomy. Then we'll look at the key tools for critically analyzing and evaluating texts, and finish with 2 textual practice exercises. Let's begin. I'd like you to think about what kind of critical analysis skills you need to apply when reading any text. So just pause this slide and write down 4 or 5 keywords associated with critically analyzing a text. Okay, here comes some suggested ideas. Probably the most important is questioning. This is things like, is this true? Do I agree with it? What are the opposing arguments? This also involves an element of critiquing, which is looking for not just the bad things, but also the good things in the text. This can then be divided into analysis, which is a more detailed examination of the facts, and then evaluation, which is making a judgment on its importance or value. This would then be based on its validity, the use of evidence to support its ideas, how biased it is, and the use of opinion. When discussing critical thinking, it is important to just highlight Bloom's taxonomy of learning, where higher order thinking skills are here in the top of the pyramid. These are analysis, evaluation, and creating. For more information on this, we have created a video, so you can click on the link on the screen now. For the purpose of this video, we will focus on the 2 higher order thinking skills of analysis and evaluation. So, analysis is to draw connections among ideas. It's to examine, to question, and to compare. And evaluation is to justify a stand or a decision. So this is to judge, to identify support and credibility, to appraise, and to critique. When we think about analysis questions, we tend to think about the how, the why, and the what if. So questions like, how did this occur? How does this work in practice? How does one factor affect another? How do the parts fit into the whole? And then the whys. Why did this occur? Why was this done? Why this argument, point, or solution? Why not something else? And then the what ifs. What if this is wrong? What are the alternatives? What if there is a problem? What if this happened or were added or were removed? When we think about evaluation questions, we tend to think about the so what and what next. So questions like, what does this mean? Why is this significant? Is it convincing? Why? Why not? What are the implications? Is it successful? How does it meet the criteria? And then with the what next questions, these would be, is it transferable? How and where else can it be applied? What can be learned from it and what needs doing now? Okay, so bearing all these questions in mind, let's do some practice to understand how to analyze a text critically. This is a text written about going to university. So see if you can identify 4 possible issues within this text. You can also do some internet research if you like to check any of the facts. So pause the slide, read the text, and find 4 possible issues. Okay, so here come some possible suggestions. Please note that there are a range of different answers for this exercise, and some of your ideas will also be just as valid. So, point 1. The UK is the world leader. Well, actually, this is untrue. America is the world leader in education. So, this statement could be seen as biased or opinionated to the writer. Point 2. With most young people choosing to go to university, again, if you fact checked this, you would find that this is untrue as well. According to the UK government's 2024 statistics, only 35.8% of young people went to university in 2023. So this lacks validity. Point 3. 2022 saw a record level of students attending university. This is important data, but where has this data come from? There is no source. So again, this definitely lacks evidence. Point 4. This trend is set to increase year on year in the future. Well, again, if I fact check this is actually untrue as well, because in 2023, the figures from the UK government again suggest that there are only 757,000 students, meaning that there are 10,000 students lower. This is possibly an indication that 2022 was the peak of university students. Right, so hopefully you get the idea from this exercise that you can question and check statements that have been made in a text, and you can use other credible sources to see if the information is trustworthy and valid. The point, then, of this video is really to emphasize that critical analysis is not just accepting what you read or hear at face value, but it's always questioning the information, the ideas, and the arguments. Right, now let's try another paragraph from the same text. The same as last time, pause the slide and read the text, but see if you can identify 3 possible issues within the text. You can also do some internet research if you like to check any of the facts. So pause the slide, read the text, and see if you can find 3 possible issues. Okay, so here come some possible suggestions. So point 5, the introduction of student loans back in 1996, making university accessible for everyone. Well, this is true up to a certain extent in that it has improved accessibility. But what about graduating with so much debt at such a young age? The average student loan debt is now £46,700, which, in my opinion, is a lot of debt for a 21-year-old. Point 6. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds, they can now get themselves out of the cycle of poverty. This again is a significant point as 13 million people in the UK are in poverty, but what evidence is there for how this helps people out of poverty? How many people who went to university have broken out of poverty? I think we need data and statistics here to support this claim. Point 7. A record 32.5% of people from disadvantaged backgrounds were accepted to university in 2022 compared to 16.1% in 2018. This is a really positive step for disadvantaged backgrounds. But if you fact check 2023, you may find that there was an unprecedented fall, according to the Times Higher Education supplement, of down to 23.1%. So This asks the question of why is there such a big difference between 2022 and 23? So lots of questions. This paragraph has been more focused on the critique of facts, agreeing with the points made but asking more probing questions at the same time. Here are the references used for my further research into some of these points. Now, these exercises today have been taken from a longer text, which is here. So if you would like to do more work on this particular text, then please purchase the lesson from the link below. We have also written another 4 texts on cost of living crisis, population growth, climate change, and data centers to practice your textual critical analysis skills. I hope you've enjoyed this video today and found it informative. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.